turn the radio off right now and listen to The Chris Miles Show.
Check your resources.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the Chris Miles Show. We are live. Chris Miles, how you doing today?
Hey, what's going on? What's going on, Mr. Producer? What's happening with you, man?
Oh, not
Doing
much,
all right?
man. Oh yeah, man. Everything's great, man. I'm having a great day, man.
That's fantastic. That's so good to hear. Welcome everybody to the Chris Miles Show. We are here on another edition, episode 66. We are going to bring out some information we think that's very important for you all to have and you all to know. So we want to welcome everybody to another edition of the Chris Miles Show, episode 66. Me and Mr. Producer sitting in, and we are going to try to entertain you as well as educate you in the process. Mr. Producer, what's going on with you today, my brother?
Man, ain't nothing too much going on, man. I'm curious about the title of this episode, 66. Whites fear fuels abortion bans.
Right.
Man, tell me a little bit about that.
Actually, Mr. Producer, it's dealing with, as you know, recently the abortion ban was brought forward by the Supreme Court.
Yeah, the Roe v. Wade situation.
Right.
Yeah.
So they recently overturned the abortion. Of course, you know Roe v. Wade was policy, so they recently overturned it. Well, we did some research. We've come to find out that it's dealing a lot with the fact of Caucasian numbers being down.
Man.
And they are more so concerned now with being in the minority. So by them being in the minority, what they want to do is they are putting things in place to keep their numbers high, and to keep political power.
Man.
So that's what the subject matter is actually all about. It's all about the fact of they changing the landscape of the process of keeping their numbers high, all the while, you know, they're concerned about being in the minority.
Yeah, man. I know there are millions of young ladies that seem to disagree with that. You know, my body, my problem, or my body, my decision. So the powers that be are trying to ban abortion so people can have kids that they can't afford or don't want.
Well, it's not so much of that. As you know, that abortion has always been a thing where it was pushed to women of color.
Yeah.
There are many benefactors to that where they are actually pushing abortion to women of color. But then the other thing is why they are pushing it. They have been pushing it to women of color. White women were starting to become more of the women that were getting abortions.
Right.
So
it kind of backfired.
Yeah. So all of this stuff that you see going on now is the stuff on the stuff like with DeSantis and Trump and all this stuff it has everything to do with getting their numbers back at a comfortable level,
Right.
which is something that we initially talked about. Getting their numbers at a comfortable level, all along decreasing everybody else's numbers. And it's not so much about decreasing everybody else's numbers, but if you notice, when you look at the black community and people, primarily the black community, they are pushing homosexuality to black men,
Very much so.
and they're pushing that to black men, and there've been other things that they're pushing as far as to kind of just get us at a point where we won't reproduce. And another thing that they're doing is the prison.
Oh, yeah.
They sending black men to prison.
Oh,
So
yeah.
black men going to prison, and for the ones that ain't going to prison, they're pushing homosexuality to them. Then they can't.
They can't
reproduce.
make. Yeah,
Right.
they can't make more
Right.
people.
So-
Damn.
So that's where we are at this point, and we are talking about the subject matter of this is what this is now. It's all about the fact of they are concerned about their numbers depleting at a level that they're uncomfortable. Okay,
Man.
because the whole thing is they want to keep their numbers high, so that way they keep power. This is what people don't realize. Most of us have always thought or heard that we were the minority, but in actuality, we're not. We are the actually about 80% of, or actually 90% of the world is of color.
Right.
Only 10% of the world is of Caucasian descent,
Right.
which is something that Dr. Umar was talking about too. Like, the whole thing is, as far as what we've gotten has been a misnomer of misinformation. So most people don't know why these politicians came about, or the Republicans, Trump and them was pushing this thing about, oh man, we gotta overturn Roe v. Wade. It's like they tried to make it like it was a moral issue. So how all of a sudden Trump get in there that the shit becomes about morals, and this guy here has got all these things where he's went out here and he's got these sexual charges against him. He's got these indictments, these charges. It's just so much stuff that's going on with this man. But what he did was them and the Republicans, was this guy McConnell, Mitch McConnell. They rushed these people on the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
And they got these folks on, and this was to keep. Now this is the thing. If you look at Mitch McConnell today, like this dude is he's really at the end. Like,
Man, that man, every time he do an interview, he freezing in place.
yeah, man. So,
Like
but,
I don't know,
but
man.
the thing is, what people don't realize, Mr. Producer, this man's done his job. Like his job, he's done what he had to do. So now, guess what? He can go home. He can go home and kick back, retire.
Yeah.
I had a
His whole thing was to keep
I had
keep
a
us
thing,
set back, keep us set back hundreds of years.
That's the whole thing.
And he didn't. Yeah, he did his job.
That's what it's about. It's about it's let me see if I can pull this thing here. I know I saved it, at least I thought I did. And I don't actually see it. But when McConnell went to Senate, he was worth $4.4 million. Now you see how old he is and decrepit he is. Well, now this man is here. It is right here. I'm gonna send it to you. And you bring this up. And this is crazy, man. Like, people buy into politics. They buy into the fact of politics and things of that nature. And what happens is it's really a point of things being not what everybody anticipate or think they are. Like this dude got in there, McConnell. He got in there and he was worth 4. Did you get that?
Yeah, I got him. I'm about to.
Yeah, he was worth $4.4 million. Now he's worth over 300 something million.
Man,
See, but I mean,
the
like
perks,
I say,
the perks of being a lifelong politician.
he's done his job, man. His job is complete. That's the thing, man. That's what people don't realize.
I mean, it's crazy. They raking in all that money just to sit on it, so they generations can stay in power, man. So they kids.
A lot of that is for their kids too.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm saying, like, I was talking to somebody earlier today, and man, it is essential. It is essential for us to do business with each other, man. Like, we are at a point now, like, when you start to see policies that's being put in place and legislated, man, these people are trying to take everything from us to be a functioning body out here, even to be able to survive. You got people out here going to work every day.
Yeah, man.
They can't pay their bills. And then the sad part about that is, like I said, man, is that besides all of that, a lot of these mothers out there, they're single parents, and they are, they're out trying to work and take care of themselves and their kids, man, and their families, man. I mean, the kids, they're pushing this homosexuality to the kids, man, and this is just, man, this shit is wrong on all levels, Mr. Producer, man. It's crazy. But yeah, so on the screen you see with Pelosi and McConnell, total net worth when elected was 4.4 million. Net worth today is over 360 million.
Man, I know for a fact, just dibbing and dabbing in the stock market, man, they say Pelosi does not lose. She got all the information, so when something's going up, she done already jumped on it. When it's going down, she done already sold.
Yeah, it's something like day trading, and it's supposed.
But I'm saying it's supposed. That's what I'm finna say. It's supposed to be illegal, man. She a government agent, so she don't supposed to be able to. Well, especially give information because they say her husband hit big.
Yeah.
Because of the information she done had.
Yeah, matter of fact, my cousin, what's up, Karen? Pelosi's in our area, San Francisco. But so what I'm saying is, when you look at the situation with McConnell then was strategized. Now this I want people to think about. McConnell was strategizing heavily. Hold on. Okay, I'm getting messages. McConnell was strategizing heavily, right?
Yeah.
To move policies in place that, as the title, what's the title again, Maya?
Whites fear fuse abortion bans.
Okay. All right. So, white fears fuse abortion bans, right?
So I know you was telling me something earlier off air, so give me that example again. So you saying, like, now that they done, if a young lady decides not to want to give birth, like...
Okay, so like, in the state of Alabama, the Attorney General there, Steve Marshall, said that, for instance, if you knew a young girl that was pregnant, right?
Right.
And you said, well, shit. She said, okay, then, well, I need to go have abortion. So she's in the state of Alabama, right? And just say y'all strategize and say, well, Alabama's a red state. So she said, I need the hypothetical, right? I need to go to Illinois.
Yeah.
You put in the car, you drive up to Illinois, she get the abortion. If it gets back to them, when they find out some kind of way, I don't know how the reports have it or however, but if they find out that you carried her to um, get the abortion, then the Attorney General of the state of Alabama is going to they're going to prosecute you for just carrying a woman across state lines to get, this is what the state of Alabama does.
God damn.
If y'all in the state of Alabama, you leave the state of Alabama, you come over to the state of Georgia, and I'm not aware of. I know that primarily all your red states were pushing to ban abortion, but whatever state that offer abortion, you carry a young lady to the state that offers, say if it's Kansas.
The damn driver getting fucked over.
Yeah, so now the state of Alabama's prosecutor, DA, I'm sorry, not DA, Attorney General is saying that they're going to prosecute you, and they're talking about giving you some serious time out.
God damn.
So, but this is the thing though, right? This is the thing, all right. My cousin Karen said, "Yeah, it's days of number." I agree, Karen. Thanks for watching, cuz. But this is the thing, Mr. Producer. Like, the whole intent is, I think, to punish white men who carry white women. Now, to have it as a balance, they could really care less if a person of color,
Right.
a black, see if I or you carry some black chick to get abortion.
Yeah, they ain't really worried about it for real.
They wouldn't give a shit, but they still gonna prosecute it because they don't want it to seem like there's some kind of bias agenda going. My thing is shit. Just be straight up and be honest about it. You know what I'm saying? Just tell the fact, tell the truth. That you guys, what y'all on is that this is shit. Just we are. It's about race.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's the whole thing, man. That people can't be honest anymore about shit, man. It's like people.
But yeah, they pretty much thinking. They thinking, what we be thinking about tomorrow or yesterday. You know what I'm saying? They thinking 100 years down the line.
Yeah, exactly. Matter of fact, Daddy, what's the guy? Mike Epps was talking about white people have a 20-year plan when it pertains to anything going on here, like the stuff that you see about the gentrification,
Yeah.
the stuff with property and all. They like right now, if it's Atlanta or it's, home native to Montgomery, if it's Charlotte, L.A., they are moving to downtown areas, right? They're moving downtown, these downtown areas, and what's going on is they're leaving the suburbs.
Right.
And they when you look, most of them now they riding bicycles to work.
To work, right.
They get on a skateboard. We like shit.
So that's pretty much
they own it. And one thing they're doing is they're not relinquishing the houses that they stay in. So what they do is they'll rent the house out to us. It's like, oh wow, let's go stay in these houses out here. This house got in the suburbs. We're out. You know what I'm saying? And it's you gotta have gas and all of this stuff to commute back into the city. And remember, you was in the city,
right?
But because that you ran the property value now, they came in and bought.
They done bought it. Right. It didn't ran. We didn't ran it down, so they buy it low.
They come in and they build it back up, and they put in they moving in these lofts and all of this luxury stuff. Like everything is in walking distance. So they didn't. So
they shoot us down to the suburbs.
Yeah. So we
run that value back down. They come back and they come back and buy it up again.
Yeah. So this is
monopoly.
What the system is, they have a system to always keep us running for the things that they've set up and to keep control. This is one of the other reasons why they want to keep abortion. They want to decrease the numbers in abortion because here as of late, white women have been the biggest participants of abortion versus women of color, and they so now they start to see their numbers decrease. They said, wait a minute, we got to change it. And this is something else you all don't know. Most people don't realize. The whole shit with the stuff that's going on the border, man, that shit has everything to do with the fact of their numbers. If you look, man, Hispanic women have their babies. Okay? The whole thing with that the border crisis and all that stuff has everything. That's why they want to get them out of here. They want to keep their number. The whole thing, they are afraid and worried about being subjected to the things that they've subjected people of color to.
Right.
So now, wait a minute. You got these Hispanics and shit coming on here having babies. Wait a minute. They get into power, then they can legislate policies against us.
Right.
They can fuck over us like we fucked over them. That's what it's about, people. That's what people don't realize.
Man.
The whole shit with the abortion shit being overturned, it was simply about white people keeping their numbers high and decreasing your numbers. Okay? That's what it's about. The whole thing with the border crisis is about them being concerned and worried about the Hispanics getting their numbers up above their numbers and dictating and orchestrating new policies. This is why they came up with all this shit about, man, you gotta have a car. You can't vote with your driver's license. You gotta go in and do the. You can't. So when you see Donald Trump and all these Republicans out here, including Ramaswamy, out here talking, he's playing it as like a fiddle.
Man, that's some shit good video on
So
Ramaswamy.
this is the thing. Like when you hear these Republicans out here talking this shit about, we the party of moral, all that shit is bullshit, man. Them motherfuckers are simply about keeping their goddamn numbers up high enough where they can keep control, keep your ass in poverty, okay? Keep the business. This is the thing. The whole thing is them, they be being worried about being a minority. They're worried about being a minority in a fucked up system that they've created.
Man.
And the whole point is, like over here you see Fannie Willis, right? Look at what she's doing, okay? Now, you got the Republicans out here. You got the guy out of Ohio. I can't think of his name. The congressman there, right? He want to bring this woman to D.C., make her sit before Congress and tell why she's prosecuting Trump. Okay, well, guess what? They ain't said a fucking thing about the shit Thug. Over here, Thug. You got the other guy in there, he going crazy, he doing all this shit.
Yeah, man, it's
crazy. He facing life without.
Man, so he trying to do what he can, man.
You know what I'm saying? So he trying to get an insanity plea. They ain't saying shit about that. See, this is what you all have to understand, man. That laws are set up to prosecute poor people, man. Rich people uses loopholes. This the problem. This is not Fannie Willis.
Oh, your mic came unloose, man. Plug it back up for me. Dang. Fannie Willis. Fannie Willis.
Okay, sorry about that, people. So Fannie Willis, Jim Jordan, that's his name. Jim Jordan in the Congress wants her to come before Congress and testify why she's bringing these charges against Donald Trump. Donald Trump, being a rich white man, is supposed to be able to avoid and get out of this because, as I say, the only somebody that's actually being prosecuted are people of color. You understand? And the whole thing is that the dynamics of so many things that you see out there, it is placed upon people of color. You understand what I'm saying? So now, like I'm telling you, they's like, wait a minute, we gotta keep our numbers up. We gotta vote. Matter of fact, you saw it down there. Matter of fact, Mr. Producer.
Yeah, talk to me now.
Man, the perfect scenario of this shit was down in Montgomery. You saw the shit going on with that of Stephen Reed and what was the guy name?
Barrett Gilbert.
Yeah, Barrett Gilbert. Now, when you went through Montgomery, in all of the white people's yards, neighborhoods, what did you see?
Seeing Barrett Gilbert signs.
Okay, now you saw Barrett Gilbert signs in these folks' yards, right?
Yes, sir.
All right. They said they came up with the thing about, well, Stephen Reed was doing a poor job because of what?
What, trash?
Crime.
Crime.
They say
trash.
it was crime. He was his whole thing. So they had a fixation of, okay, so it wasn't so much about the goddamn trash, it was about the crime.
Yeah.
Okay,
right.
so you and I got involved down there with the shit that was going on. You had Negroes out there that was gonna help Barry Gilbert get elected. They were even out there saying, "Oh, they got a crime. There's a crime problem. The man ain't doing this. The man, he don't care about the community. He said he didn't need our vote. No, he was talking about an extortion. But I say all of that shit to say this: what it was simply about, Mr. Producer, they were making light of the fact of they wanted the city of Montgomery back.
Yeah.
And the whole thing was they saw the dynamics of all of that shit changing. It's the same thing everywhere. This is why when you look at the white people that vote Republican, first of all, they racist, man. You know, I don't give a shit what nobody tell you, how nobody feel. This is a racial component to this shit, man. The whole thing is they are afraid and worried about being the minority in a country or a business because of corporations that their family members have basically stole
right.
and set up and gave them the after effects of what they've stolen.
Right.
That's what this shit is all about, man.
So they gonna fight tooth and nail and do whatever.
Yeah, because
to try to keep the power.
they feel themselves losing grip. This is why you got these Nazis going down there to Florida on the bridges.
Yeah, man, that's crazy.
You know,
man.
they're saying, and then this is the thing. DeSantis, man, listen, man, people out here got to realize what the fuck is going on. You got this guy now, you got Sarah Huckabee Sanders. They're saying that African American studies is not American history. You got DeSantis going out here legislating policies, stating and saying that African American studies has nothing to do with American history. There is no American history without the things that we've contributed.
Man, correct.
So, like I say, man, the title is so befitting because all of the things that they're not telling you is the abortion ban, okay, and I'm not an advocate or supporter of abortion, but I'm saying, like, you all went out here and you all have pushed abortion to black women. All of a sudden now, the dynamics change. Okay, this shit has been in place for 50 years.
Man, Margaret Sanger.
Yeah, right. Yeah, she was
Planned Parenthood.
Exactly. And she was an advocate for killing black babies.
Most definitely.
The eugenics system was her system.
Most definitely.
So what I'm saying, all of a sudden now, it changes.
Save the kids, yeah.
Man, come on, man. And this guy, Ron DeSantis, people that you all see on your screen. Ron DeSantis is an evil individual. And this is why, and I say, remember, I said this back here last week, Mr. Producer. How many hurricanes I say the state of Florida gonna get?
Man, you said 10 for the year out.
What's coming up? Finna hit them again.
I don't know what number it is, but they finna get another one.
Matter of fact, there are two combining.
Dang.
So they've had. Listen,
you on four, ain't it?
They've had one.
They had two, didn't it?
No, they had one.
One.
And two of them are like, one is coming this way, one is, but they finna combine. Like the one that's coming, I forgot the name of it. But they say it's already like 135 miles per hour. It's gonna hit Pompano and Fort Lauderdale. They got another one that's coming up, so they gonna have two that's gonna combine. See, this is the thing, man.
So that's three.
This is the thing. I told DeSantis, man. I told him. I said, man, you out here doing all of this stuff, man. God is gonna hold you accountable for the stuff that you are doing to his children. Man, all of the Hispanics left the state of Florida, man. This is what I'm talking about, man. All of the stuff that you all are seeing, this shit with this abortion, this stuff about the border wars, all this shit that's going on. DeSantis, them setting up policies. They're doing away with African American study. It's all about them keeping their numbers high and decreasing your numbers, man.
Yeah.
This shit is all about the fact of white supremacy. And this is the thing I want everybody to understand. I want everybody to understand this. You got a peak January 6th. Okay? Or the January 6th, right?
The insurrection.
The insurrection. Right? You got a peak of they will use violence to make a point. They will use violence, people, to make a point. Once again, they will use violence to make a point. So, Sarah Huckabee Sanders' dad, Mike Huckabee, said that if we can't get it done, I'm paraphrasing, this guy said if we can't get it done by the ballot, we'll get it done by the bullet. See what I'm saying?
So, I mean, with all that being said, I mean, like, you know, if they gonna go that far, what are we supposed to do? How we supposed to? Do we supposed to just get out?
Man,
Do we supposed to get out here and start walking?
You know
and
what?
Holding hands.
This is the thing. This is why I take issue with Martin Luther King. What Martin Luther King gave black people has been a complete failure. This is why I take issue with that of Al Sharpton, Benjamin Crump. Those guys are only there to enrich themselves. They're not there to obstruct and to change policies
Right.
where we benefit. How is it today? You've had George Floyd. Breonna Taylor. You've had all of these people who have lost their lives due to that of police brutality, or like the situation happened down in Florida. Right?
And we don't have a crime bill.
But we don't have a crime bill. But the Chinese, or excuse me, the people of Asian descent has a crime bill.
And I mean, we didn't witness like a couple of just blatant hate crimes, you know. And I know over in Montgomery, when the white folks followed them people home and painted on their cars.
Yeah, he sure did.
You know what I'm saying? Then
well, even the thing that happened down there at the riverboat, riverboat brawl.
And let me see. And Miss Riley, she gathered up the people. She went and cleaned it up, cleaned the graffiti up.
Oh, the lady that's running for
District 4.
Yeah. Okay.
She went but yeah, man, that was a blatant hate crowd. They painted a swastika on these people's houses. Wrote nigger all over their cars and they concrete on the house.
Wow.
And I mean we just gotta take it on the chin, man.
Well, the thing is, this is why I say that Al Sharpton and them are doing is dreadful because
And have they even said anything about that?
man, I don't know, man.
I mean, that's pretty in your face right there. You know, just like like you said, the folks in Florida, they walking around with the swastikas.
But you know,
with
the
white
NAACP said, man, that the state of Florida was a sundown state. Like that meaning that you got to be out of there at a certain time.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So what I'm saying all of that to say this, people, that folks don't realize how bad things are. And the whole point is all of this stuff, like I said, once again, when you look at the stuff with that of the abortion, it has everything to do with the fact of
The re-uprising of the Nazis and the skinheads.
listen, man, listen. They are concerned with minorities. And they know that the only way to keep dominance is to overturn abortion, so they make it illegal. And this is let me tell you what's going to be crazy, Mr. Producer. There will be so many Caucasian women out there that have babies, right? Those babies will become products of the system. I gave you some information earlier today. We talked about some things, right?
Yeah.
But what we talked about. Now you see what area it is. Now you see the direction where these things are going. See what I'm saying?
Most definitely.
So this is why I say that black people, and you don't have to say this to the Hispanics because they are on one accord. We're the only race of people who take our money and spend it with everybody else except us,
Right.
people that look like us. Okay? One of my security dudes today, he say, man, we don't have stores. He's right. And this is why I'm talking about what Martin Luther King gave us was so damning, man, because while they was pushing this dumb theory about going to sit in on these lunch counters and all this other dumb shit to make somebody accept you, we stop patronizing each other's business.
Right.
Then, what made matters worse, the federal government ran fucking highways through these. You got 85, 285.
Yeah, man. Now that you say that, man, it's like
65, I-95, 40. All these areas, man, unless they was in the desert somewhere, them goddamn highways, they were ran through black communities down in the state of Florida. Those freeways that were ran through black communities. Georgia, Alabama, South Carolina,
definitely Georgia.
You
Definitely
know,
how they did the interstate in Atlanta, but it's just funny how you say the about the lunch counter, how how they wanted to go sit in and eat at the, at the Caucasian people lunch counter, man. Like, why would you want potato salad with the raisins in it?
man,
When you
not
can
so much of that. I would be worried about somebody,
Oh yeah, spitting.
Spinning the potato salad or stick their finger up their ass
Give you a
and
chocolate,
rub around in your shit,
give
rub
you
around in your food, and then come out there, man. Come on, man.
a damn chocolate pie.
And they food, hey, I'm just being honest. They food don't taste. The Most High called us we are the salt of the earth. So that means that everything we do, we give it faith. This is the crazy part.
I ain't with
right?
that potato salad with the raisins.
Listen,
I'm sorry.
let me tell you what's crazy. What's crazy about all that is this, right? When you look at the commercials out there you see today, right?
Yeah.
What genre of music do you see them running? They're running our music.
Yeah. Hip hop, soul,
soul,
R&B.
R&B. The clothing, the attire, that you see going on are something that reflects our culture. You and I could leave here today and we could fly over to Japan. You're going to see remnants of that of our culture. But guess what? The other people that's in the black community that's doing business in the black community, the East Indians, their culture is not embedded into anything. United States is not going out here to find their music, or even the Arabs or whomever. They're not going out there to find their music to incorporate into their commercials.
It's pretty cut and dry.
But guess what?
Every other nation comes to America.
They are getting our.
Let's feed off the teat.
They're getting our music. Our the Gap Band, Earth, Wind and Fire, Ohio Players, or somebody of that magnitude, and they are playing these people's music in their commercials. You understand? We are the only race of people who have made an industry off of struggles. When you look at, let's take rock and roll.
Yeah.
You take blues. All of these variations of genres come out of black people's struggle. Gospel music. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Rap music. And this was the thing. They knew they were so clever in what they did. Rap music was initially about growing up, and you had the Sugar Hill Gang.
Right.
Curtis Blow. Don't Push Me Because I'm Close to the Edge. These record labels say, wait a minute, man. This genre of music could destroy us. This is why we talking about this shit with the abortion.
Right.
These genre of music could wake these niggas up. Okay? So now they said we got to flip it. So they go out here. Now when you look at hip hop, like hip hop music has, and it's been in existence for 30 years now, 30, 40 years, right? About 4 decades. Actually 4 decades it's been out there. You can go back to Curtis Blow and Sugar Hill Gang, those guys, right? So you look at from the era of what it started, and you had the New York rappers. Then for a while, it kind of transitioned to L.A. and now it's Atlanta rappers.
Right.
Now you got the fucking Suki Hunters and Sexy Reds, and now even NBA YoungBoy came out, and NBA YoungBoy said, "Man, I got blood on my hands, man." You know what I'm saying? T.I., T.I.'s tried to make amends for putting out, some of the negativity that he's propagated in music. Now they clever. Now they're targeting. Remember something now. This is what I'm talking about.
Come on now.
Homosexuality is being propagated to young black men. Okay? Whoredom is being propagated to our young black girls. I want you to think about that.
Come on now.
The ones that you see they're now, what the girls say, my pussy hole pink, my booty hole brown. This is the shit that's being propagated to our kids. Our kids. We're not talking about the people who are worried about getting their numbers up because they've gotten rid of abortion. It's all about destroying us, man.
Yeah. You
understand what I'm saying? So this is why I say we have to come out of the system. The system doesn't work for us. It doesn't. You can't put this shit no other type of way. Like, we got all of these things, all of these components out here, we got to battle and fight every day.
Every day. Every day.
And you cannot get ahead, man, when the shit is like that. You think about it. You're already struggling to pay bills. You might have a fucked up credit score, which one of the things we're going to talk about, right? You got all these things working against you. And the other thing you got working against you is you got these people out here selling this bullshit to your kids, fucking over your kids, putting this shit out here to your kids, man. Yeah, NWA, cuz, right. They're putting this shit out here to your kids, man. And that's how you destroy a nation. All along, the East Indians and all these other people move into the black community and they take all of the fucking resources out of the community. So guess what we do? We're like fucking crabs in a bucket at this point. Because now there are no resources. So guess what we're going to do? We're going to kill each other.
Gonna fuck
And
up each other.
this is why I was telling you before, when you take somebody, you take a 2-bit pork chop eating ass preacher, or go out here to say, well, man, Stephen Reed don't give a fuck about crime. No, motherfucker. It's other shit that's going out there, a system that's the components of that goddamn system that's been put in place that is causing these things that you see. And shit is by design. Then your own government have implemented and put things in place to destroy you. All along, they go out here and they get rid of affirmative action, which is something that was supposed to be a balancer to make sure that they do what they're supposed to do, correct?
Correct.
But guess what? They go out here in the process and they ban abortion because now, while they were pushing this bullshit to black women, now guess what we got to do? We got to stop the bleeding in our community because we got to keep control to make sure that these other young black kids are coming up will forever be under the foot and tutelage of that of white supremacy. So abortion has its roots. This title has its roots in that of white supremacy. So that's what we are.
Man, we're gonna take a little break. I want to send a shout out. I'm gonna try to start doing one black business a week. So today's black business, I was coming home one day and I seen her set up outside of the neighborhood. It's a ray of sunshine. But yeah, she's 12 years old. She bakes cakes and other nice treats, and you guys check it out on the screen. Y'all, hit her up, follow her, make an order. But yeah, a ray of sunshine. Y'all go check her out. We're gonna take a little break and we'll be right back. 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back, everybody, to.
God damn, man, that's my job.
Well, go ahead and do it.
No, go ahead, man. I'm just talking.
Welcome back to the Chris Miles Show. So, I just I want to also congratulate Coco Groff, young black female who won a Grand Slam. I actually watched it yesterday, and she was in a hard-fought tennis match. But she came out. She did well. She came out. She won, and I think she's probably the next Serena Williams, man. The girl has a powerful serve, beautiful young sister, man, and she's doing her thing. So we want to congratulate her. We want to congratulate her on a victory that she was in a rough bout yesterday, Mr. Producer, but she pulled it off, man. So.
Man, congratulations
To that young sister, man. Yeah.
And I want to, I just want to get your thoughts on this video, man. And kind of, before we get to Brother Polite, man, I want
to give out a couple of shots, too. Nicole Crosby, my classmate, Dorothy Smith Richardson, Brian Campbell, my homeboy, man. I love that dude, man. We started a business, man. I think we were about 19 years old.
Dang.
We started a production company, man, back in the day, down in Montgomery. So shouts out to Brian, my cousin, who's out in the Bay Area, man. Karen Miles Phillips. She's a Miles. And she's always supporting her cousin, man. Shouts out to everybody over on the Chris Miles Show page. That's the other thing, Mr. Producer.
Talk to me.
We need to put up a thumbnail to get everybody to go over to two things, people. We want it because this is what we're finna stop doing. I got an echo, Mr. Producer. Reverb, rather. Okay, we good. We are fixing to stop broadcasting on that of Facebook. Not because we're at war with Facebook, but we are primarily working on the YouTube channel. We want to get our numbers up higher than what they are on YouTube. So this show will be exclusively, we will be bringing content over, but we're primarily going to not advertise broadcast or televise on or stream, I should say. We're not going to stream on that of Facebook. It will be exclusively YouTube. Now, one of the things me and Mr. Producer, we are talking about, because we've been doing it from our pages, we have the Chris Miles Show page. So what will happen is, we will more than likely start, it will probably be there and on that of YouTube. So if we haven't really pinpointed on how we're going to do, we just know that it will not be publicly on a public forum on, where you can just go on Facebook and get it. We are exclusively on Twitter and Spotify, okay? But if we keep it on Facebook, then what we will do, it will be exclusively on the Chris Miles Show page, and not this page here, and share it on these other group pages. So to be able to see it, you have to go over to the Chris Miles Show page and pull it. Something you wanted to say, Mr. Producer?
Yeah, man. I wanted your thoughts on this video, man. Hold on.
Y'all are not gonna like this at all. A 72-year-old black nurse was just put in prison for defending herself against a white nurse at the job. And I know it don't sound real, but this is a real story. Listen to this. This is in Minnesota. The 72-year-old nurse name is Sybil. Sybil says she was working. She had a can of disinfectant that she was using to spray the desks and wipe off the counters. So out of nowhere, a white nurse came to Sybil and said she claimed that she thought she was spraying her with the disinfectant and continued to shove Sybil in the chest. Sybil then tried to grab the phone, a phone, and call for help, and then she took the phone and hit Sybil with it. So after being hit twice, Sybil then retaliated with the can of aerosol and hit her across the, I believe, the head, and then ran off. Now, despite this being clear self-defense, Sybil had to turn herself in to police later that day. So this case went to trial, and I'm told it was an all-white jury, and they ended up convicting Sybil of and giving her 6 months in prison and 5 years probation and fines of over $50,000. Wow. So needless to say, she lost her job, and she also lost her Minnesota nursing license behind this. And nobody's really talking about it, and we can't let it happen like that. So what I need you to do is share this story, make this go viral. I'm going to do more digging. Me and my crew are going to do what we can to help Sybil out. And please let Sybil and family know we got her back and we stand with her in the comments. Share this. We need to bring awareness to this because I don't like it. And if you don't like it, let me know in the comments.
Man.
Let me say this before we go into your thoughts on the video or my thoughts on the video. Let me say this. This is why they are trying to ban that of TikTok. TikTok has become the conduit for people being able to communicate with each other.
Yeah.
Like, people don't realize that TikTok is also a search engine, excuse me. Like, you can type in you can go to Google, type something in, and Google will spit out the information. Same thing happens with that of TikTok. TikTok, you can type a subject matter in, and it's going to render a video of that what you're looking for. This is why Congress on both sides, Democrat and Republican, were advocating doing away with TikTok.
Right.
TikTok is needed, okay? And we are going to start doing more streaming through TikTok, okay? But that's one of the things that the process of doing now. Now, to this lady, Miss Sybil. This is my first time hearing about it. But I'm not surprised. I mean, this is why I say all the time, Mr. Producer, that black people have to centralize their money. We have to be on one accord because, as a young man said, that was all white jury. Yeah. They came together. That is called jury nullification. That's what that was. Okay? So I'm not surprised, but there are some things that can be done to change the dynamics of what Miss Sybil was going through. Right. You know I know what to do.
Most definitely.
But the thing is, I often tell people all the time, man, that, other people have to step up in these situations like this. Who is that guy is actually telling the story, man?
Man, I have to find this information, man. Let me see. I'll get it real quick.
Yeah, I mean, you ain't got to right now, but I'm just saying, I would like to engage him on it. But yeah, I mean, we have to we have to put the story out. It's going out now internationally, so we have to, do our part to try to bring awareness to what happened to her, and just share it on all of the appropriate social media conglomerates and go from there. Also too,
His name is Flo Daddy.
Sean, what's up, Sean? Miss Corliss, how you doing?
Flo Daddy Flo. His TikTok handle is Flo Daddy Flo. But yeah, how you doing, Sean?
So, man, that's unfortunate, man.
But
like I say, I'm not. This is the thing, Mr. Producer. Look how they.
I'm saying that's pretty deep, though. That's pretty deep. The woman.
Yeah, but look what happened to me and my family, man.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what I'm saying, man. This is what I'm talking about. The thing with white supremacy is real, bruh. Like, these people will not hesitate to mess over you. Okay?
Most definitely.
And this is why we were talking about the subject matter earlier about abortion.
Yeah.
It's all about keeping control where they can, guess what? They can fuck over Miss Sybil. The man just said, an all-white jury, they have ruined this lady's life, gave her 6 months, and she lost her life. You think they give a fuck how she eat? Huh?
Yeah, it's pretty harsh, man. But we praying for you. We gonna try to.
So the thing is, we all have to rally around. Listen, social media, people, is the biggest conduit. It's the biggest thing going that we have. Okay, we have to take advantage of it. So we have to, see what we can come up with to help this lady.
All right.
What we got next, Mr. Producer?
Man, it's gonna be a lot of disturbing little information, but we got Brother Polite, man. That situation. I'm gonna play the video's long. I'm gonna play 3 minutes of it, but I'm gonna play it. Here we go.
Blessings in abundance. The mother and the daughter and the prosecution dropped every single sexual charge. I'm saying it again. The mother, the daughter, my accusers, in addition to the state, the prosecution, all agreed they need to drop all of the sexual charges. So yeah, it's a victory, but it's bittersweet. It's a victory. Life. No parole, no probation. Now you may say, how could this be possible if a minor was so-called molested and there was DNA evidence? And people say DNA don't lie. And I always said, people do. Well, let's do this. The serologist, the expert that so-called found 6 semen stains amongst a headscarf and a t-shirt. Never mind the fact the whole rape kit said negative. They checked this girl for 5 different types of DNA, finger DNA, all types of different DNA. Checked her vagina, checked her mouth, checked her saliva, checked her excrement, checked her feces, checked her urine. Everything came up negative. You would think because of all the violent acts I was accused of, how I came inside of her, how I came on her face, how I bust her mouth open from penetrating her so physically, that there would be some kind of trace of something, some kind of DNA. But the rape kit came up all negative. So now we're in a conundrum. So how the hell how does the DNA just skip to a t-shirt and a headscarf? Well, the serologist that did the report that labeled it semen stains, when you got high-powered attorneys such as myself, then what happens is when you spend damn near 200 grand on your defense, you have the right to do depositions. We have our own private investigator. We have our own, guess what, forensics expert. So our forensics expert said this. Our forensics expert said, we want to take a look and see what's going on over there.
So when our forensics expert took a look and examined these so-called clothes with semen stains, we had some questions about how did you definitively conclude that that was semen in the first damn place. So guess what happens after that? A deposition is when we interview anybody that's part of the situation, whether it be the mother, the daughter, the people who took the 911 call, whoever. The prosecutor gets to sit in while we interview them, while there's a court-appointed stenographer that types up everything, and the prosecutor can hear everything as it goes so they can make a determining factor if they got a case or not. Point in case, we couldn't interview the serologist, Stephanie Thompson, because she mysteriously disappears when we want to question her about how she came up with those results.
Man, that's an old video, people. As of now, Brother Polite is doing 7 years in prison.
Okay, so let's try to update everybody on who this guy is, right? Brother Polite
Take your time, brother.
is from Brooklyn, New York. That's where he's from. Okay. All right, so I was getting a message. Brother Polite is from, he's from Brooklyn, New York. He has been a Egyptologist, Kemetologist. He's been a motivational speaker.
Ain't your boy failed the Egyptologist too?
Yeah. The dude that was running for
mayor
down in Montgomery, Alabama.
Yeah.
He's same as Polite.
Yeah.
I don't think he's as articulate as Polite, but yeah. But Polite's real name is Michael Nuck Jr. He has ties to that of Dr. York. He was Dr. York biological, I take that back. Adopted son, not biological son. Polite came into being known by what he used to do was when he was in New York, he would go post up on a lot of the Hebrew Israelites groups there. That ISUPK, ICUC, Great Millstone GMS, different Israelite groups, and he would go there and he would basically antagonize, or he was somewhat of a provocateur. You know, he was going out instigating conversation. He ran up on what's the guy name in the cross the line? I can't think of his name. With ISUPK, he told him that's where the cross the line thing came from.
Yeah.
Light-skinned brother. So he told Polite to cross the fucking line. And Polite knew then and there he was probably going to get his ass whooped. So Tazariak, that's his name. Tazariak told him to cross the line. And he would not do it. Like I say, he probably knew at that time he was going to get his ass whooped. So he stood down. Okay. But shortly after that, he was running around with this guy called Sonetta TV or some shit like that.
Yeah, I remember old Sonetta.
Yeah, Sonetta TV. They would go out and they would, he would engage stuff, and he was, they were putting YouTube videos out. And I mean, it was stuff was entertaining. Then he went away for a while, and then when he showed back up on the scene, he was driving the double R's, man. He had moved to L.A. He was in the company of Floyd Mayweather. You would see him on the Lakers games and different shit like that. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? So, now, and they say he got 3 wives. He got 3 wives. And the girl that made the allegation against him by the girl, excuse me, he was they say he was dating this girl, and the mom asked him to take her daughter to a party down in Miami.
Right.
And he apparently had sex with the young girl. But this is the thing. Like,
Man.
I can't, for the life of me, I can't figure out that you take a 14-year-old girl down to a party with you. He's saying it's not true. They're saying that, there was semen on the girl, and I don't know. I don't know. It's to me, man, on all these adult women out here,
just
for the
listening
life
to
of
that
me,
video,
I can't
man.
figure out why would Polite or any other man want to go out here to bother a child. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
Like, the shit don't add up. So, and a lot of people say he's a con job because he was scamming people.
Yeah, say he's a great scam artist now.
Yeah, he was, because, let me tell you what's crazy. Like, he was running this thing where he could get you $200,000 line of credit, which is not impossible to do, but he was charging people $2,000.
Right.
So, and you were the one who told me, said that, because I was like, he said the charger was dropped, and you said, no, charges that dropped. They sent him off. They sent him off. So he's gone for 7 years. And you do not want to go to state prison or any prison and be identified as a child molester.
Man.
Them ass whoopings coming if they don't shank you. And more than likely, he will probably have to go in some form of protective custody. Because there's cell phones in there. And those guys know. They know when you get there. Before you get there, they know what
I
you're
already
coming
know,
to.
man. Somebody already informed them. Gave
And
him
then
a
the
heads
thing
up.
about it is, they might have a hit on him. I mean, I hope nothing happened to him, but man, that's a great possibility, man, that he might not make it out of there, man.
Yeah, man, that's the worst, man. Like you said, man, all these beautiful adult women out here. And I mean, a child, 14-year-old, I don't care how she looked at 14, like, why? It's I don't know.
Man, let me tell you something, man.
I don't know, man.
My oldest daughter is 29. My youngest son is 22. I would never deal with anybody younger than my kids on no circumstance. You understand me?
Understand me?
I wouldn't. Okay. For Polite, and I'm not here to give him the benefit of the doubt because, what's the guy? He's my son, is it? My son, whatever his name is. He was saying that Polite has to be called out on what he's done.
Right.
And I agree.
Yeah.
You've been out here, man, you moving around. And I have no problem with whatever a man has. I'm happy for you. But for you to go out here and for you to bother a child, then you turn around and say, well, they dropped the charges. Then you say it's bittersweet that you copped a deal. You spent $200,000 on attorney fees. I do know this much. Had they been able to prove, if he had went to trial, that he gave this young girl alcohol and he screwed her at the age of 14, man, life without. Or life. He was gonna get a life sentence.
Man.
After maybe 25 years, then guess what they do? They're granting parole. But this is the thing, Mr. Producer. Why even put yourself in that type of situation?
Man, I'm saying you got everything going for you, man. You got a little money. You dress nice. You got all the cars. You traveling. You got the houses. You got 3 wives. Like, fuck. Man, I mean, I'm saying I guess some people just don't deserve wealth, man.
I don't know. You know, I talked to somebody and they were saying that they felt like, you know, basically what was going on with him was, you know, some con shit. I don't know, man.
I mean, but still, you know what I'm saying? He even if it was some scam shit, he was looking the part. Like, he still could have had an adult woman, you know what I'm saying?
And that's my whole thing. Man.
You got everything going, and you know what I'm saying? You look a certain way, you carry yourself a certain way, like a 14-year-old. Like, I mean, why? I'm saying, discuss this.
My cousin says, no, cuz they're not gonna red flag your. She was saying about them red flag, and I'm just seeing this, but no, they're not gonna red flag your. They're not gonna red flag your account, your account. I don't know, Mr. Producer. Like I say, man, it's a whole bad scenario for this guy to be in what he's in, man. I don't know him. I talked to him back here. I think in 2018, we actually conversated, and and even before this shit here happened, I had talked with him via DM. We DM each other or something. I was actually trying to get him to come on the Chris Miles show before all this shit happened.
Right.
So I don't know, man. Good luck to him, man. I mean, that's a that 7 years is a little while.
I'm saying he lucky though, man. He lucky he got that.
Yeah.
It could have been worse.
Could have been worse. And I think they say if he completes all of his assignments and whatever, that he doesn't have to be listed or registered as a pedophile. So, and that's the other thing. I would not want that on my record. You know what I'm saying?
Well.
So it's I would say it's bittersweet, but it is what it is. Well, people, it's been fun. We will be back. The other thing we got going too, before we close this out, we have Unmuted. We got some episodes that Mr. Producer and team will be uploading via YouTube here shortly. So we want everybody to check out the Unmuted.
Yeah, it's been getting some pretty good feedback, man. If you guys got anything that you want us to talk about, any subjects, you know what I'm saying, just drop them in our inbox, man. We'll we'll do that for you, man. Give our rendition of what our thoughts are, what we think about it. Give you some good entertainment.
Right. Well, people, it's been fun. We will catch you guys next week, right here, same time, same place. Everybody have a great week. We ask that you all be safe out there in your travels. Try to avoid the dumb shit. If it don't make any sense, just move the hell away from it. All right. Anything you want to add before we shut this thing down, Mr. Producer?
No, man. Just that's it, man. You said everything, man. Appreciate everybody for listening.
Yeah, for sure. Well, people, everybody to be safe, man. We'll God, Most High willing, next week we'll be right here, same place, same time, doing what we do. Y'all take care, and until next time, the Moving Finger Rights has written moves on. To all of you, good day.